Xenoblade Chronicles for the Wii might just be the best JRPG of its console generation. This is relevant as Xenoblade Chronicles Definitive Edition takes the core gameplay and adds so much quality of life to the mix that I'm confident in calling it the best console JRPG of its console generation, again. Xenoblade Chronicles fills the niche subgenre of a single-player MMO. Players find large, open, explorable areas with access to a plethora of side quests from named NPCs, which typically range from item collecting, monster hunting, or item delivery. To further this MMO experience, even the combat resembles an MMO, with auto attacks supplemented by a hotbar of commands tied to cooldowns. Xenoblade Chronicles Definitive Edition doesn't make many changes to the core of this, but does import some quality of life features from the next most recent release in the series, Xenoblade Chronicles 2. One new feature has a shoulder button pointing you to the current main quest objective or side quest destination. This will also mark enemies you need to hunt and show what item orbs contain what you need. Compared to the feeling of needing to pull up a guide for the original, Definitive Edition is already a lot more manageable. It's tough to continue to talk about Xenoblade Chronicles Definitive Edition without continuing to draw comparisons to an MMO. You see, there's just a massive amount of side quests that tie into the story and make level grinding a thing of the past. Clear all of the monster hunting quests, and you'll most likely be at a high enough level to go on to the next area. Xenoblade takes place on the bodies of two titans. Your starting area, Colony 9, resides around the ankle of the Bionis, while your ultimate goal is in the other titan, the Mechonis. Almost anywhere you stand on the Bionis, parts of the two titans are visible. Incredibly, everything is kept to scale. Though the game doesn't feature full 1080p resolution, I really don't think that matters. The original game for Wii was beloved for its large sweeping areas, and the Definitive Edition is still high definition well docked. What's more important is the appearance of the game world itself. As mentioned previously, Xenoblade's battle system takes after MMORPGs. Your characters automatically attack a targeted enemy if they're in range. Alongside this, there's arts, which are bigger attacks tied to cooldowns. Most of these have bonus effects to keep you engaged in combat, such as Shulk's backslash that deals more damage if used from behind an enemy. Every character also has a unique talent art, a special skill that can be used once its meter is full. Shulk has access to a second set of arts this way by activating the Monado. These arts are useful for controlling the flow of battle. However, Shulk is a glass cannon and can't take much punishment. As such, making sure enemies don't target him is important. The battle system encourages teamwork and allows you to strategize your attacks against an enemy. You could use the tank-like Rhine to take all the enemy's aggro, which allows Shulk to move freely and use his positional attacks to deal more damage. Battles also directly affect a party gauge with 3 sections that are vital for combat. One segment field allows you to revive a fallen party member, and using all 3 lets you initiate a chain attack. Tying into friendship, starting a chain attack gives a small boost to the party's affinity with each other. Of course, the most useful part of the party gauge is in relation to Xenoblade's other major combat mechanic, Visions of the Future. After gaining the Monado, Shulk begins getting visions of upcoming dangerous attacks. Shulk's foresight is also worked into the side quests, some of them only happening because Shulk wants to prevent a problem rather than fix one. This only enhances how well each of these features works together in unison both in and out of battle. The game loop of exploration, combat, quests, and spending quality time with the party is all tied together in one way or another to Shulk's visions. It may sound messy in concept, but it works out brilliantly in execution. The main plot is centered around Shulk attempting to defy these visions. Prophecy might be a cheap way to motivate the plot with a circular "because it happens," but are visions set in stone. Things become more interesting as you witness how the characters react to their fate and what information they pull from the future they've seen, especially the question of how the visions come to pass. The adventure's most endearing qualities are the character themselves, who each have a place in the story that make it feel like you are part of the group as you get to know them. Shulk's character arc in particular is phenomenal. It's one thing to have an all-loving hero, but quite another to see a character forced to confront their prejudices and be forced to learn to be loving. Melia is also important for Definitive Edition's most major addition, Future Connected, an entirely new epilogue chapter starring Shulk and Melia, set on the Bionis shoulder. The game recommends you beat the base game before starting, and this isn't just because of spoilers. You start at level 60 and Shulk's Monado arts are all already unlocked. As another restriction, you no longer have access to visions, and though the gameplay is balanced around this change, going in without a firm understanding of the late gameplay elements might leave you confused.
Anyone so much as breathe this way, my full of Kino go blah blah blah.
Kino, Nene, are you hurt?
Xenoblade Chronicles Definitive Edition offers the best way to experience this timeless RPG again or for the first time. The improvements to the game's graphics, UI, and battle system make many complaints about the Wii release a thing of the past. Furthermore, the added feature-connected story content bridges the gaps of loose story arcs and paves the way for the future of the series. It was a joy to once again group up with these characters and set out to uncover the mysteries of the Monado, as this is truly one of the standout JRPGs of this generation. Noisy Pixel is giving Xenoblade Chronicles Definitive Edition a 10 out of 10. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe and let me know your thoughts about the game in the comments below. Also, check out noisypixel.net for all of your gaming coverage.